Are you getting frustrated with lucid dreaming? You keep trying, but you're not getting the results you want. You feel like you're banging your head against a brick wall. Well, it's very likely that you're making the single most common lucid dreaming mistake. And when you stop making it, things are going to change a lot. So here's your standard lucid dreamer, just relaxing and enjoying the world's absolute best book on lucid dreaming. And then suddenly something weird happens. What the F? And so, of course, they do what they've been trained to do. They perform a reality check. But unfortunately for them, they've already messed up. Did you spot it? So there's actually more than one mistake. So let's do a slow motion replay and work out exactly what's going wrong. So first things first, let's zoom in on that face. Does this look like the face of someone who is thinking clearly? Are they just doing this on autopilot? That is mistake number one. Reality checks are not just some kind of rote action. They should never be performed on autopilot. In fact, the most important element of a reality check is your mindset. You need a critical thinking, clear mind. So back to Mr. Potato, and let's now zoom in on those hands. This is mistake number two. So this one, some of you may have already spotted. It is the finger through palm reality check. Now, this is a little bit controversial, but the finger through palm test is incredibly unreliable. If you're relying on finger through palm to test whether you're dreaming, it's going to fail you very often. It's going to work sometimes, but it's going to fail more often than most other tests. So it's really not a good choice for reality checks. And let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What is going on here? What is this person doing wrong? Well, they're only doing one thing. Okay, so this is by far the biggest mistake, the most common mistake, and if you fix this, your lucid dreaming is going to absolutely change. Despite what you may have heard elsewhere, a reality check isn't a simple test. It's not just trying to place your finger through your palm, or to pinch your nose and try to breathe, or any singular test. Those are parts of a reality check, but they are the full stop at the end of the sentence. A reality check is actually a full psychological procedure, an experiment you perform to fully establish whether or not you're dreaming, and it goes way beyond just a simple test. So far you've seen what not to do, but what is the right way to perform a reality test? Well, let's jump back in time and see if we can change things around. So I'll use my handy time popper. So here's Mr. Potato. Let's see if we can get him to reality test properly. So something weird has just happened. So what do you do now? Well, first things first, you stop whatever you're doing and you bring yourself into the moment. Then you ask yourself the question, am I dreaming? Is this a dream? You look around, you observe your environment, you engage your critical mind, and you look for anything that might be out of place. Now, this isn't just external, it's not just the outside world, it's also you. Do you make sense? Do you have the right body? Etc. Step 2. Whatever you think, whatever you've decided based on observations and feelings, you now have to put those aside. Ask yourself the question, could I be wrong? However real something feels is no yardstick for whether or not you're dreaming, and you have to be humble and accept that you might be wrong. Step 3, now it's time to perform your test. Well, actually, 2 tests, because if one test fails, you need a backup. So I would recommend pinching your nose and trying to breathe through it, and checking the time on your watch, looking away, willing it to change, and checking it again. Does it stay the same? Step 4. If anything weird happens during the testing phase, if your watch isn't there, or your breathing feels a bit strange, your first assumption has to be, this is probably a dream. Don't allow yourself to fall for distractions. Step 5. Once you've finished your test, you've drawn a conclusion, and if you've decided you're not dreaming, look at the environment around you and decide, what would I do if this was a dream now? Now is the time to think about your potential dream goals. And if you perform a minimum of 10 of these reality checks every day whenever triggered by dreamlike events, then your chances of lucid dreaming are going to go through the roof. But for your best chance of a lucid dream, you need to combine reality checks with techniques and strategies. So why not try out this really easy lucid dreaming technique just here?